This year, more than 1,300 pilgrims died in the scorching heat during this year's Hajj pilgrimage. Temperatures at times reached up to 120 degrees in Saudi Arabia as Muslims made the trek to Mecca, the holiest city for Muslims. Among those killed were a married couple from Maryland, Isatu and Alieu Wurie, who'd saved for years to make the pilgrimage. And joining us now is their daughter, Saida Wurie. Saida, we thank you so much for joining us. It can't begin to understand all the emotions that you're feeling at this point, but do want to send our condolences for the loss of your parents. Just give us a sense of how you first learned of their passing.
Thank you for your condolences. I appreciate it. A family member reached out to my grandmother to advise us that my parents had been missing for maybe 24 hours at that point, and they asked me to track them on the phone, see if I could locate the last location where their phones were, but I was unable to. We searched for maybe about 48 hours before that family member, the family friend rather, advised us that they had passed away. We were able to confirm with the U.S. Consulate General's office in Saudi Arabia that they had actually deceased.
And when was the last time that you talked with them?
It was actually the day that they passed away, June 15th. My mom sent me a text message just letting me know that they had been walking for over 2 hours, and they unfortunately passed away that same day.
How were their spirits before they left for the trip?
They were so excited. They have been thinking about this their entire life. They had been preparing for weeks up until the day that they left. So they were in amazing, great spirits.
As far as you know, what happened once they arrived in Mecca?
Unfortunately, the travel agent that they went through didn't provide the proper credentials. They didn't provide the proper transportation. They weren't provide food on after a few days. They were left to fend for themselves. So just many things went wrong with the travel agency that they went through.
And tell me about the permits that I'm under the assumption that your parents believed that the tour company was going to provide certain permits, but they did not.
Absolutely. So they paid $11,500 per person, and so much was promised to them. The hotel, food, the credentials, every credential that they would need, the visas that they would need, everything. So they thought that they were getting a full package. And when they got to Saudi Arabia, the agency just kept telling them, don't worry, it's coming, it's coming. And I don't know if it ever actually came, but I know that they were able to start the Hajj process at some point.
And did they have to stay out in the heat a longer period of time because they didn't have the permits?
Absolutely. Even up to they were supposed to be provided tents while they were doing the Hajj process, and they weren't even provided a tent. One day my mom did FaceTime me just outside while they were waiting for a tent. And they were also promised that it was coming, and it never came.
Your parents were 65 and 71. Would you consider them to be relatively healthy for their age?
Oh, absolutely. They were in great health. My mom's a nurse. She's been a nurse for over 30 years, so she made sure that they were good. And they had actually been preparing weeks before. They would take their 2 to 3 mile walks every day. So they were in good shape.
How would you like your parents to be remembered?
Just as the beautiful, amazing people they are. We're getting so much love and support from the community. My parents were very involved here in the DMV area, so I just want everyone to remember them for the nice, kind, generous person they were. They loved giving to charity. They loved volunteering. I just want everyone to remember them as such.
You seem very strong and composed. What's getting you through all this time?
My mom, she's very strong. She's very composed. I am literally just embodying her and how I can imagine she would be in such a tough situation like this.
Saida, we thank you again so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and sorry to be talking to you under these circumstances.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.